Hello and welcome, race fans, into some Sunday night racing action. And it's not who we're normally with here. Normally we're with the NTRL, but tonight we are with a special event here with the Lone Star Racing League. They got their own special charity race going on right now for suicide prevention and awareness. Oh man, what a great cause. We'll definitely talk about all the whole mental health stuff all coming on up, but what's in store for everybody at home here tonight is 100 laps, maybe even more if this thing goes into some overtime of racing here at Las Vegas and our most favorite NASCAR vehicle of all, the trucks. So this should be an exciting race, an extremely full field as well here tonight. I believe every pit box is filling on up. So everybody should be in store for some great racing action here this evening. So without further ado, let's get things all started on off with tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to support and send our big time thanks to the proud supporters here for tonight's race, and those are the Brandon Minnick trailers. Be sure to give him a call to go pick up some specialty trailers over there. Big thank you to them. Fleeger Farm and their paint shop. Big thank you to you guys stepping on up here as well with your sponsorship here tonight. Garza Law Firm, of course, indeed. Be sure to send them some big thank yous, as well as Esports Gaming Network. Be sure to go check them on out for what's live, and as well as some great content. Big thank you to you guys for jumping on board here. Of course, LSR Gaming as well. Big thank you to you guys jumping on board here tonight for this race here this evening. And Old Guy Racing League. Big time thank you to all of y'all for jumping on board and supporting a fantastic league that is, or fantastic race that this is going to be. As always, I am Alan Brown, and the button didn't want to work, but now it is. I'm the lead commentator and director. I'm joined by the brewmaster in general, Mr. Alan English. Alan, we're coming back to one of our favorite tracks here at Las Vegas, and it's going to be during the daytime, so I got a feeling these drivers are going to have some special challenges they're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, man, one of our favorite tracks, one of our favorite platforms as well in the NASCAR trucks. So definitely looking forward to some great racing action out here tonight on this mile and a half. Don't dare call it a cookie cutter. Las Vegas produces some great racing action, and I don't think today is going to be any different. Yeah, a little bit different there than a lot of times we will watch night races here. And tonight, of course, we are here in the middle of the day, and as you mentioned, you know, that may add some extra challenges out there for the guys. We shall see.
That indeed we shall. Is down there on pit road, our official pit reporter and pit analyst and anger management specialist, Mr. Adam Turner, all locked in and loaded down there. And Adam, oh man, you're going to have to be walking the full length of those pits here today. Looks like everybody's showing up for this race tonight.
Yeah, they were talking about like 54 drivers have registered. I don't know how many actually get in the field. That's crazy. But on the problem for me is this is a charity race, so we have to be nice, behave. We don't want to see any fights tonight. This is not like your normal night I like to see. I like to see fights, but these guys shouldn't be mixing it up too hard. This is for charity. But I have a feeling if you're sitting in the cockpit of one of those race machines, you're still going to go after it at the end and may cause some anger at some point, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. Racing is fun, but racing to win, that's what I think we're going to see tonight. And we got a lot of trucks out there. It's going to be super interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. Vegas is always cool. Totally different track than we normally see. But let me go down with the rules that they have prepared for us tonight here at the Lone Star Racing Suicide Prevention 100. 1 fast repair, 50% fuel, 4 total sets of tires, 18 incident points, you'll get a penalty. 24 incident points, you will be disqualified. And the temperature, last I checked, is about 100 degrees out there on the track, which is pretty slick.
And that it is indeed, as we take a look here at tonight's race information. And a beautiful weather to be had out here by all drivers, so no one's really going to be having any problems with any rain or anything like that. Just the track temp is going to get nice and toasty, which means these trucks are going to slip and slide around here at their fantastic speeds of close to 190 miles an hour, maybe even more once when we get into a little bit of some draft action. We're going to stand to tonight's key to the race, and of course, if you're in Vegas, you're going to be doing a whole bunch of gambling, but man, the pit stops definitely aren't going to be one of them. You're going to have to really plan that one on out.
Yeah, you're going to have to really do some planning, especially late, okay? You know, and try to pay attention to what's going on around you. There's 45 other trucks here. It looks like so far. Looks like it's 45. Yep, 45, 46 now. So it may be hard to kind of keep track of who's doing what out there. Just hopefully some of these guys will run with each other out there, maybe form some small groups and do a little strategizing amongst each other. I'm not sure how many guys are going to be in same Discord channel, but it's probably going to be a busy channel if they do.
Well, I think they just kind of clarified some of that. The top 3 know to go to the waiting room after the race, so we can talk to them and whatever. So they just mentioned that. English and I, for those of y'all that are not with us, we listen in. We listen into not the broadcast per se, but the driver's channel. We try to kind of get a gauge on what's happening on the track. But Brown, on the other hand, he's the one hitting all the buttons. He doesn't have time to listen to that nonsense. So we'll try to clarify as much as we can here tonight. But it's something new to us too, so we're going to work our way through it. But we've done a few races. I think we'll make it tonight. I think this is going to be a fun one for sure.
Oh, that indeed. And of course, if we do mess up somebody's name here tonight, either please feel free to correct us in a nice way, and we'll definitely correct it. But also forgive us for pronouncing some of these names wrong. As this is some of the some of the first times that we've seen some of these guys out here on the track, as qualifying is set to finish up here in about 45 seconds. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy the race and like the action that you see, hit that thumbs up button as well, so that way we can continue to grow this fantastic community we got going on over here. We're quickly approaching that 500 subscriber mark, which is absolutely monstrosity of numbers. So we thank every single one of y'all for that.
Thank you for the guys that already stopping by the YouTube chat over there. We got Michael T. Bay over there saying let's go. So yeah, they're gonna fill up there a few more chatters here before it's all over with. I think we've already got 29 viewers out there watching right now. So thank y'all for being with us. And it looks like we're about to grid.
And
Yeah,
that,
and
go for it.
I'm sorry, Brown. Just to let me say it. Sometimes I say crazy things. It has nothing to do with Lone Star Racing. So just we'll preface that if I get into one of those roles.
Okay. As we are indeed starting to get everybody all lined on up and gridded on up, let's tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting here this evening. The 13 of Brandon Domingue starting in pole position here. He's going to have Kevin Grettenberger starting to his outside in the 57 machine here tonight. Matt Sisler having a pretty good starting spot here tonight as well in that 93 machine in third. You're going to have the 54 Kevin Blue getting started here tonight in fourth for that 54. The 18 of Justin Lumpkin having a pretty good starting spot inside that top five. Just to his outside will be the 96 of William George starting there in sixth to his outside. You got the 88 of Jared Hayes starting here tonight in seventh with the 51 of TJ Allen starting things pretty well up inside this top 10 there in eighth. Ninth will be the 6 of Mr. Marcus Tuttle having a pretty good run there during qualifying with the 08 of Mr. Ken Couch rounding out the field starting top 10.
Michael Moultrie in the 2 machine will start in 11th. Outside row number 6 will be Brandon Parks in the 01. The 3 of Kyle Lanat starting in 13th place. 14th on his outside, America's driver Albert Anderson in the 099. 77 of Ohio Dabio says they're starting in 15th. 16th will be Daniel Wiles. I'm sorry. The 32 of Dustin Rogerson starting in 17th place. 18th will be Klaus Williams in the 04. 45 of Brendan Mefford starting in 19th, and rounding out your top 20, Shelton Wilson in the 7 truck.
Austin Schultz, 21st. 15 of Zakiel Bellinger, 22nd. Heath Snyder, 23rd in the 29 truck. Number 4, Reed Sanders, 24th. Chad Martin, 25th. Caleb Willett, 26th. Mike Fahey, 27th. Dylan Kinsey, 28th. Cole Owens, 29th. James Cowart, 30th. Weston Vander, Cole, 31st. Scott Beardmore, 32nd. Jared Haynes, 33rd. Clayton Smith, 34th. Adam Fleeger, 35th. Dan DeSanto, 36th. Dave Payton, 37th. Michael Eden, 38th. Drew Blaze, 39th. BJ Cox, 40th. Douglas Wasaki, Bill Bullfield, Michael Kopp, Kenneth Blackburn, Tim Smith. That's it.
You got it. You got it in.
He got it in just as the pace car peels on off down onto pit road, and we're going live for the first time here tonight. Green flag racing as it immediately gets bustling in, shuffling out there. Some 3 wide already as the drivers starting to cross that line. Meanwhile, the 13 and 57 battle side by side, heading on down into turns 1 and 2. The 93 trying to figure out a way to get on through and get up to that front row there himself, but it looks like he's going to have to wait his turn here as that 13 does a good job controlling both lines of traffic here, running out of turns 3 and 4, making that shuffle up towards the outside wall, down across the line, and lap number 1 officially in the books here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of great paint jobs out there. You see the we got the yellow out here.
Number 29 is round Heath Snyder. I don't know exactly what happened there.
He is all spun about and inside that outside wall. Let's go ahead and take a quick look back and see what happened here with all this traffic going on. Ooh, looks like there was some door-to-door contact, and the 29 was sent up towards that outside wall as we shuffle to our outside cam. Oh man, we had ourselves our first look at some net code here tonight. The 7 machine of Shelton Wilson coming down the track just a little bit, but yeah, it all started with a little bit of some of that net code, and yeah, the 29 definitely getting the stiff end of the stick there on that one as Shelton Wilson was moving on down, trying to get off of the outside wall, making some contact there with another driver, but for the most part able to make it out of there. Of course, the damage model alive on these trucks, and we saw the bits and pieces all flying, and we got ourselves some our first caution.
Yeah, and it came 2 laps into the race. I think these guys, once they start to spread out a little bit, we'll see a little bit less contact. But that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard to do with 46 drivers out there.
Yeah, but inevitably the track is hot. Don't we kind of spread out here, single file, in most races? So I think it could happen. What's going to happen, more likely though, is when people start losing a little bit of that tire wear, their tires start wearing down faster than the guy behind them. That's when we see a little bit of action. So looking forward to that. That should come right around when we're going to, need new sets of tires. You only have 4 total sets of tires here, so I'm thinking that you got to at least make it to lap number 25 or so before we have a pit stop where we get to change those things.
That's what you call high math right there.
Yeah, I'm real good at the math. I want to say something. I know this is Suicide Prevention Month, and this has nothing to do with that. But Charlie Robinson, one of my heroes, he's if you don't know who he is, country singer, Texas singer, look him up. He passed away today, this afternoon.
Oh man,
very sad to see. But we're gonna, yeah, he was at 59. But also we will talk about some suicide prevention stuff, I think, Brown. And always check on your brothers out there, and brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that indeed, as the pace car gets ready to turn those lights on off, and we get ready to stack back up side by side. Been seeing some fantastic paint schemes out there, all representing the brand and of course the race here this evening. So we thank all the drivers for being a participant in that. That is absolutely fantastic to watch.
It's joining us over there in the YouTube chat saying, "What's up, guys? Welcome here, Derek, and our buddy Adam Strom as well from up in Minnesota."
Okay. Cool.
It's an evening, fellas. And Michael's out there pulling for Dustin in the number 32 machine. That's Dustin Rogerson. Currently in 16th place.
Some more chatters out there. We like to chat with it. And some of these people may have never watched our broadcasts. We get a little nutty sometimes, but we also love talking to whoever's out there in the chat. We'll interact with y'all and want to hear your thoughts. If you have anything to say, just put it in there. Hit the like, subscribe. What are all those buttons, Hit those buttons.
All the buttons, yeah.
Yeah, except don't hit the down one. I don't think that's a good one, but if you really feel like it, feel free. Back to racing here in a second, Brown. A huge field. We haven't seen a field, or broadcast a field, let's say, that I remember that was this large.
Yeah, it's definitely fantastic to see. It does make it quite interesting out there on the racetrack. There's going to be racing, whether you're racing for not being last or trying to be first. It's going to be definitely an interesting thing to watch here as the pace car peels off on down onto pit road. And here we go, back to the green flag race, and a great start there by the 13 machine out in front. The 93 and the 57 are going to battle side by side. Meanwhile, right behind them, you got America's driver, the 099. Here, Mr. Albert Anderson trying to slide his way up this field and sneak inside of that top 10. Meanwhile, up here up at the front here, once again, some moves being had as the 57 of Kevin Grettenberg trying to make a dash here, battling for the lead, able to slide up into that number 1 spot. I got a feeling this is going to turn into one of those kind of lazy Susan races. We're going to see some people move on up, some people move on back, and that's just going to be how the rhythm of this race is going to work. But as of right now, seeing some fantastic action. You got the 88 side by side with the 18. You also got the 77 trying to pick up the pace here, as well as we were seeing a little bit more of that 3 wide off the gun. The 56 and the 4 machine going side by side here. That's Reed Sanders and Austin Schultz having a pretty good battle.
Yeah, and if you guys out there watching are looking for a league to join, I don't know if they're still recruiting or not, but Lone Star Racing League, look them up on the iRacing League directory. Send them a message. Ask them, they might be looking for some more drivers. So great turnout here tonight. A lot of these guys, I don't even know if they're members of this league, but they all showed up and made a donation to, is it Suicide Awareness Foundation, I think is where The charity money's going here tonight. It's a 501c3 charity, non-profit. And all these guys felt like giving a little something. We've got a caution out here. Brandon Medford in the fence.
Oh, he's backwards in that fence as well. He's going to have to wait a little bit of a little while before able to get back going. Ooh, almost some secondary contact there as well. Let's go ahead and take a quick look and kind of see what happens there. Oh, spun across the nose of Albert Anderson.
Ooh, Albert Anderson. That's a familiar name to us.
So we jump up to the chopper camera, and yeah, it looks like the 83 just kind of kept drifting on up from that bottom line there, and kind of came back across and around and found himself inside that outside wall.
Well, great job of Brandon holding up against that outside wall there, and wait till he was clear before trying to come back down across the track. So good looking out there. He had a pretty good view of everybody that was coming up behind him there, facing back.
Yeah. It looked like America's driver, Albert Anderson, kind of tried to avoid him. There just was nowhere to go. It's one of those racing deals. You have so many trucks out on the track. This stuff's going to happen. For a little bit until we straighten it out. These guys probably don't race with each other all the time, so they don't really know each other's style or whatever. So far, we're just kind of feeling it out, I think.
Albert had some contact with the outside wall there before that incident started. Not sure how much that affect his aerodynamics there on the right-hand side of the truck, but scraped it up a little bit. A few takers on pit lane there, Mr. Brown. Maybe some gas and goes. It's kind of early for tires here, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Mr. Turner. You're going to have to retell us how many tire sets these guys have, but four sets of tires.
Yeah, 4 total, yeah.
So these guys are trying to at least push these tires out to, right around 25 laps before really thinking about coming in for those things. But maybe even more if you're trying to save some, maybe for a little bit of a, if there's a late caution, something happens.
Well, interesting right here on pit road. Looks like Matthew Kopp in the 22, Mission 22 machine, which is an awesome paint scheme, by the way. He looks like he took at least 2 tires. Interesting call by Kopp. Mission 22, united in the war against veteran suicide. So that goes with the theme of the night. I don't know if y'all know that, but there's, my old lady, she's got the shirts and all that. That's a really good cause, Mission 22.
So many great charities out there to support, spread the wealth around a little bit if you can.
Yes.
Veterans and first responders.
Yeah.
The rate's pretty high, as we know, but it's everybody. It's grandmothers, it's kids. I mean, it's so many people struggling with mental health. And there's a number now, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Brown, what's that number that you can call if you are having some kind of crisis or you need to talk to somebody?
That would be the number of 988, which is being currently run by Justin Johnson here tonight on that truck. One of those fantastic utilities that if you're experiencing a mental health emergency, you can absolutely give them a call. And I know, what was it, either Planet Fitness or 24-Hour Fitness was the first ones to join or say the, judgment-free zone. Well, that's what that number is for, is absolutely no judgment. We all go through some moments in our lives where we all need some of that help. And so definitely, if you or somebody you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, be sure to reach out and call that number.
It's not always apparent, Some people put up a pretty good front and try to hide it and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, that's what you do. But, if you can get somebody to open up to you about it, that's the best thing to do is tell somebody and then, try to get the help you need right away. Don't wait.
Yeah, learn about the signs, right? Like the strongest guy you think never, or gal, would never do such a thing. That they sometimes end up being the victim here in this suicide I know I've known at least a dozen myself, and being in the business I am, and it's always, oh, I never would have thought, Well, who was there to think about it? Who was there to help? There was somebody able to make a change in that person's life. So it's a very delicate situation. We don't talk about it like we actually should. I think we're getting better now in this kind of new age. We're more about the feelings and stuff, but in the past it was tough. So definitely utilize that phone number, utilize whatever you can to help yourself or help your friends.
And that indeed, as we get ready to head on back to the green flag action here, going to be about, right around lap 14 here, when they cross that line, and still a little bit of a long way to go as that pace car peels off on down onto pit road, and they get all stacked back up 2 by 2, rounding through the tri-oval here, and away we go. And already look at the slicing and dicing. Some people scraping the outside wall there as well. Meanwhile, the 93 of Matt Sisler out to a early lead here. The 01, and we already got that yellow out.
My camera did not snap to where the action was.
Looks like the 4 Reed Sanders taking a trip down through the grass. Same with a couple others.
Well, these restarts are going to be where you're going to see this. If they can get through the first 2 laps on a restart, I think you'll see some good stuff. But there are so many trucks out here. Isn't this interesting? I like to see it. I just want to get them rolling, right?
And look, usually we talk about, like, these technical tracks, you racing the racetrack, because there's usually not a field like this, but this is a whole bunch out there. What you got there, Alan?
And it looks like it was the 97 of Weston Vander Koch having a little bit of an issue here on this restart. A few people had an issue here, but looks like in front of him a little bit of a little bit of a checkup, and he was meeting the sandwich there. Yeah, he was checking up and ends up getting all spun around, and then behind him, we also had PJ Cox going around, having a little bit of a problem there, but we had a whole bunch of traffic just all spinning out and about, and the 4 ends up getting collected in some of that as well. But we'll settle things on down and re-rack and stack it here once again in a minute.
These guys are making a couple more laps under caution here. Some guys are going to come down the pit lane if they hadn't already to get some damage fixed. Not sure if anybody need to use a fast repair from that. There may be a couple guys that are crinkled up pretty good. It might be a good idea to go ahead and use it. They only got the one, don't they, Adam? I mean...
Yeah, 1 fast repair, that's it. You better save it for when you really need it.
This is a charity race, but they got some great sponsors that have hooked these guys up with some donations and some prizes and some plaques and stuff like that. So sure appreciate those sponsors doing that for Lone Star Racing League here, as they support yet another charity. They don't just do suicide awareness. I've seen that these guys do Toys for Tots, so they can write a big old check for the Marine Corps' Toys for Tots fundraiser, gifts for kids every year. So they definitely have been doing some great charity action out there. So thank you to the sponsors that helped make that happen.
Yeah, couldn't do without the sponsors. And Lone Star, speaking of Lone Star, the Cowboys are winning. What do you think about that? If you're a Lone Star Racing fan, aren't you supposed to be a Cowboys fan? I mean, I am.
At least an Oilers fan.
Well, I was an Oilers fan until they moved to Tennessee like a bunch of traitors in the middle of the night.
Oh.
And now they have the Texans, they lost as usual. But good fun Sunday, first NFL Sunday. Let's get this fall started. I'm starting to see the temperatures cool around here. It wasn't 108 today. It was only in the 90s. So.
Well, I guess I really can't have an official position on tonight's NFL game. That's what won my buddies on the officiating crew.
Oh, well,
He's
you have
up
to
in
be
New York tonight. He sent me some pictures.
you have to be impartial then,
Yeah,
right?
I can't.
You're rooting for the referees. Nobody
Yeah,
does
I'm rooting
that.
for the
You,
zebras.
you're almost insane, is what you're saying. You're rooting for the referees, but that's an interesting point of view to actually be a friend of an NFL referee.
Yeah, those guys.
They're kind of like everybody hates them, right? So, do they have
Yeah,
any
you can't.
friends?
You can.
Oh, wait, you're one of them.
You can never ever please everybody. You're always gonna have somebody mad at you.
Yeah.
But no, he's friends with some former players and stuff, and they get together and do little cookouts and stuff like that.
Ooh.
But former players, not current players.
Of course you can't. Yeah, just like Congress, you can't mix business and pleasure, right?
Sure.
I mean, nobody's getting kickbacks in the NFL. I'm not going to put that on the NFL. They have more dignity and respect than the people in Washington, D.C. So I'd actually believe that. At least I hope.
One more round. A mile and a half to go here before we catch the green once again.
Yeah, and once when we do see a few green flag laps here in a row, I think things are going to really settle on in, and we're going to see a fantastic race here tonight. And these laps will absolutely fly right on by. I know 100 seems like a very daunting number, but man, these trucks around here running, 30-second, maybe sometimes a sub 29 or a sub 30 into the 29s, especially on fresh tires, man. These guys really rip around here and can really eat away at this mileage.
Yeah, I hope they get some good green flag laps in. If we get cautions all night, I'm gonna run out of beer.
No, we can't. Yeah, we don't need that. Come on.
I'm out of Tito's, so
Uh-oh.
that's not an
Well,
option.
all right. Well, you'll have plenty of beer here, Brown. Let's get it going.
Well, let's get it going back up indeed, as here we go back to the green flag. 93 with a great start here. The 01 of Brandon Parks and 57 of Kevin Grettenberger trying to get things all ripping and going here. Looks like the 57 machine down low, really picking up a good run, but the fake 01 really racing the 28 here tonight.
Yellow flag.
And we got ourselves another yellow flag.
Dude, I feel bad interrupting you when you get on a roll doing the play-by-play, but
Well, it's not as bad like when we're in the final few laps and I'm doing my like horse racing call.
oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're kind of anticipated, on the restarts, right, Brown? Just a little bit.
Yeah, ooh, this one was a little bit of a big pile up there. Looks like it started off again with a little bit of net code there. The 4 getting all tangled about. Looks like the 1 machine, the 19 and 155 getting tangled up in it as well, and that's what's bringing out the caution.
Do you think that single file restarts would be an option if this keeps up? I mean, I know they don't want to go to that. I know they don't want to do that, but we'll see. I'm not sure what their call would be on that. Adam, you have any
No, I
inkling
don't.
there? I know they've done it before in other leagues, but I'm not sure how Lone Star does it.
I really don't know. This is our first kind of race with them. And yeah, there's some netcode problems here. Y'all got to be like super careful with these trucks. They for some reason love the netcode, right? So I think we just need to kind of get through the first 5 laps, and then just kind of feel it out, and then let's race at the end. Though don't kid yourself. You got 10 to go, Brown. Let's just take care of business and start turning and learning people.
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll have to.
Hoping that attrition kind of takes care of this too, Alan. I mean, that not just only the 1 fast repair, but also the incident limit.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, y'all don't want me to get into like it, like the Florida stuff or the aliens, right? I mean, if y'all keep the cautions going, I'm gonna have to mention something.
I had to bust out some Florida man story.
Well, I'll give you a quick Florida story, and I mentioned this the other day. But did you see the bear that had 3 legs, and he's like went into these people's home and took 3 White Claws in Florida. Now that's a cool
That's
story.
all he took?
Well, he probably, rummaged through some whatever, but he really enjoyed those 3 White Claws, and he just went about his business. Probably happy, went off back in the woods.
Did you just bite the thing open and chug it, or?
I think that, yes, they're very familiar with cans, because
Okay.
they've been around people. They're kind of like raccoons. You ever seen one of them raccoons get in the trash and drink your beer? Kind of the same thing. Like your old beer cans in the trash. That happens.
Yeah, they've been around. People like Michelob, our buddy
Richard
Richard Gray that
has pet raccoon, don't he?
has a pet possum.
Oh, well, that's even worse. I think those things are disease worthy.
No, they eat grub worms and ticks.
Yeah, well, just I wouldn't hang out with them. Look,
No,
have
I
you ever
wouldn't
seen a raccoon's hands? It's like a little baby human's hands,
They
but
got
they're
an
like
opposable
real
thumb,
long
yeah.
fingers. Yeah, they can do all kinds of things. They're probably like kin to
Probably
us or
do
something.
mechanic work, I bet, if you trained one.
I'd
Fleeger
love.
Farm TV says, sorry the 76 couldn't stick around to represent Nami more, but it was
All
fun
right.
while I was out there. Hope the rest of the race is fun. Well, thanks for being one of the guys to help support this charity by
For sure.
making your donation to run out there tonight. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there, bud.
No, I needed that. I was going into raccoon land. I'm gonna have to back off and go back to raceland, right, Brown?
Yes, sirree. As the lights are getting ready to turn back off on that pace car. Definitely getting a few miles in here tonight, but that's all right. We'll get ready.
Well, we're getting close. So I'll just mention it again. This suicide prevention race. That's what it's really about. I think these guys are here donating the money to suicide prevention, which is an awesome cause. So you might want to do some Googling. Get on that Googler, find you a charity, find you a place. If you need help, get it. There's all kinds of ways to get it. And if your brother or sister or family member, friend, foe, whoever it is, needs help, please try to help them. Really, that's what it's all about. The numbers are too high, and they continue to be high. So let's try to get that beat down.
Saw something a while back that said, when you're thinking that's your only option and stuff, think about this. It's not going to get rid of your pain. It's just going to transfer it to your loved ones. That's
It
all
sure
it
is.
does.
And then you know what? It's like a vicious cycle, because your loved one, someone down the line that was part of that, like your son or your daughter or somebody that was part of that, is going to do the same thing potentially. Let's break the cycle.
Exactly.
Finally, we're going to get back to racing, Brown. Let's make this clean now.
And we are definitely going to try. Here is the 93 and the 57. Get things all started off once again side by side. And here we go into that Geico restart zone. The 93 with another great restart here up at the front. The 57 in tow, but here comes that 28 machine, the 01 of Mr. Brandon Parks, making his way on up through the field. The 51 of TJ Allen trying to get on in there as well. The 96 of William George trying to shuffle into the picture here as well. 88 Jared Hayes having a pretty good battle here with the 17 of Daniel Wiles inside of this top 10, battling for 6th and 7th. Meanwhile, up here for the lead, Sisler and Parks having a good battle side by side with the 57 in tow as they come back down across the line and into turns 1 and 2. Still side by side. Looks like the 01 getting a pretty good run here and finding his way up to the lead as they make their way down the backstretch. Oh, but a little bit of a bobble there. Loses some of that momentum, but he regains back the speed and still able to hold on to that position against the 93. Back here, you got a whole bunch of other action. Ryan Taylor in the 77 starting to make some moves here as well. Let's see, you got the 04, Klaus Williams, having a pretty good run right now, trying to shuffle around the 56 of Austin Schultz. Jared Hines, in the 89, trying to make some moves here as well.
They're starting to get things figured out here. We're starting to see some guys give each other a little bit more room here.
It's definitely looking better right now, but up front they are getting kind of racy in the top 12. I'm watching America's driver Albert Anderson in the 099 out his cockpit. Look at all the hustle and bustle, like you like to say, Brown, up in front of them. It's a good race right there. They just need to be careful.
Ooh, 88-17. Playing the game of let's see how close we can get to each other. Don't tempt the netcode gods there, fellas. Reed Sanders out there in the chat saying, so sad couldn't get 2 laps. Have fun, everybody. So thank you so much, Reed, for stopping on in and at least helping these guys out with a donation to this charity that's trying to help raise awareness for some folks and people that need our help out there. So being a part of this race here tonight, even though couldn't get your 2 laps. So.
That's all right. It's grassroots stuff. Let's do it.
Yes, indeed. As the 93 and the 01 continue their battle here for the race lead, it's been ebbing and flowing here. Some runs on the inside, some runs on the outside as the 93 retakes control here of the race. But here comes the pass up along the outside wall. Is he going to be able to get it done? No, not quite yet for that 01 machine. He's going to try to make another stab at it here, coming down the front stretch. Maybe try to set him up for a little bit of a crossover, but not quite able to get there for that one yet. Are seeing some people use the apron line here. That is an accessible line, but that transition's a little rough, and you definitely got to be careful while using it.
Saw a little 3 wide there too for a second before the guys got up into the turns. So that's going to start happening here soon, I think, if we start to get a bottleneck in it at any point.
All right. Pit stops. 38 just called his pit stop. I think we're past due, but that's because we had some cautions and whatnot. So we'll see if he starts the trend in the 38 or we still have a little bit more to go. Put some laps in before the pit stops.
I think guys are probably going to be reluctant to come down and get fuel. Sounds like we got... Yep, here we go. Sounds like the floodgates are open. We've got a few more guys announcing, but I honestly thought with all the cautions, the tires would have lasted a little longer, the gas would last a little longer.
Maybe, but maybe some people just want to stick to that strategy, whether there was cautions coming out or not. But nonetheless, we're starting to see some of those pit stops come on through as we're here on lap 32.
And I think, too, they might be taking the chance that, well, let me go ahead and get down a pit before the pit's closed because of a wreck. And speaking of, the 6 is around. Caution's out.
6 of Marcus Tuttle going on around, and there's some smoke and debris left in the wake. We go ahead and kind of see what's happening here. Looks like, I don't know if he was calling out and slowing down because he was coming on in or due to the slow traffic in front of him, but the 77 just gets into the back of him and sends him whipping on around and man, able to save it, but was sideways long enough that iRacing decided that we'll throw out a yellow for that one.
There was some more traffic coming as he was sliding up the track, so good call by iRacing to go ahead and throw that. So now we're going to see everybody that didn't short pit here just a couple of laps ago. They're going to have a dramatic increase in their track position, I think. I'm not sure how this is going to get laid out here.
No, either.
They lost a lot of track position pitting under green, but they're not going to have to pit this time. They can stay out, so... Sure how this is going to play out.
And that is true. Here is pretty much everybody all shuffling on down into pit lane here. Give me a second here, folks, as my iRacing decided to crash.
Oh, that's terrible.
Let me know when it's back up. I'll try to call as much as I can here.
Yep, doesn't happen often, I will definitely say that. It's not as reliable as Turner's, who's probably going to crash here in the next 5 minutes.
Mine always crashes, okay? I'm surprised yours crashed before mine. You have that super NASA, or it's like Ricky and Trailer Park Boys likes to call it NASA.
The NASA computer?
You have one of those NASA computers. You don't own space, NASA does. Famous Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. But Brown has the best computer. I can't believe it's broken right now.
Yeah,
What happened?
I'm just waiting for y'all to say when it kicks me here.
Yes, broadcast
Yep.
connection dropped due to packet.
loss. There you go. Well, the good thing is we still got some folks out there watching, and they're watching a blank screen right now. But we'll have that back up as soon as possible. These guys continue to pace anyway. You're not really missing anything, folks. So, guys trying to get back out on the track and get behind the pace car single file here.
Yeah, just stay with us. You're not missing nothing. I mean,
we did have a bunch of cars come into the pit lane.
Yeah, we had that, but we're still kind of just prancing and dancing around the track. No big deal. Brown will get that thing fired back up. It says you're connected again there, Brown, in your fancy computer.
Yeah, I'm all connected back here.
Man.
Only 2 drivers have manually disconnected tonight, Adam Fleeger and Reed Sanders. Everybody else is still here. Got a couple of black flags to report to you. The 01 of Brandon Parks with a black flag, and Zakiel Bellinger with a black flag as well. Don't know if that's for passing under yellow or if it's speeding or what. But
you know what I think it is? Zakiel or Bellinger, whatever they say. He's from Canada, so he has that metric system thing going on in his brain. Probably messed him up a little bit. He doesn't use our system here in the United States. He uses the
using
metric.
kilometers per hour. That's how you got a speeding penalty.
Yeah, see, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what a kilometer is. I know what a kilogram might be, but that's from a whole other story. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. That's a weight, not a measurement.
Well, it's a measurement of mass. Which
but
on
it's
Earth
not
is
like
weight.
but it's not a length, you know?
Oh.
It's different, right?
Sure.
Doesn't matter. All I know is, well, let's just try to have some fun. That's getting close to halfway, and Yahtzee.
Oh, we're almost back around to restart this thing. Restart the start of lap number 37. So many of the guys out there talking about, come on, guys, let's get some green flag laps in.
Well, is the broadcast?
Wants to.
There's the broadcast. I see it now. Yahtzee time. You guys, man, you're so good, Brown. Thank you.
Yeah, we're all up and running here. Is Caleb Willett and TJ Allen getting things restarted here as the lights on that pace car are off. Get ready to head on back to the green flag here. Let's see, pace car dives on down, and we get ready to head on back to that green flag. As here they go, field shuffling and bustling, getting back on up to speed, up 25 spots. Caleb Willett sitting in that number 1 spot, came down and came back out before the caution came out, so he's able to maintain that track position here up at the front. The 93 giving him a good old fight up the inside, though, with a fantastic run. Here comes the 51 of TJ Allen as well, trying to get on up there. 96 William George trying to make a shuffle and bustle move there, as well as down there getting pretty darn loosey-goosey and taking a trip down through the grass, I believe.
Cole Owens.
Yeah, Cole Owens in the 11 machine. Oh, he's not the only one making some moves there. As the 01 of Brandon Parks is doing. Oh my goodness. He's just taking it 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 whatever wide he needs to make the passes move. He's doing it, shuffling and all the way through this field.
My goodness.
That was,
Taking
oh my
some
goodness.
chances. He had a run, man. He said, I'm not gonna waste it.
And he's got some fresh tires there as well, so he's definitely making use of that fresh rubber here. As the 18 of Justin Lumpkin trying to shuffle his way on back up through this field a little bit. Currently still in 8th, though, inside that top 10, looking very good. You got the 15 machine of Zakeel Bellinger trying to pass the 95, which looks like he does. Now here comes Marcus Tuttle in the 6th to try to make his way around that 95. Drew Blaze in the 1 machine trying to fight his way alongside the 34 of Doug Wasaki trying to get on up there.
These guys with similar paints, the Esports Gaming Network, these guys with some awesome suicide prevention paints that they look almost the same, but there's slight differences. The same color scheme, but some of them are reversed and stuff. Just really neat. It's easy to spot your teammates out there if you're running similar colors like these guys are. So great paint jobs out there. Several of the guys displaying that 988 lifeline number on those trucks for everybody to see. In case you missed it earlier in the broadcast, we were talking about it's nationwide now. If you dial 988, you can talk to somebody that'll help you through if you're having a mental health emergency. So thanks to everybody for running these awesome paints and for supporting this race for Lone Star Racing League's charity race here tonight.
And so moving all the way down up from a couple rows, here comes the 51 TJ Allen with a pretty big run as we go 3 wide, battling for the lead here. Looked like he was a surfer riding a wave, trying to find that momentum here, in which he did. And he finds himself up a couple of spots after that fantastic run. Meanwhile, the 099 Albert Anderson currently sitting in that lead.
Came out of nowhere, man. Albert doing what he can. He's up 12 spots. Actually, 13 spots now. As he completes a lap lead. Some of your other big movers, the 17, Daniel Wiles, up 12. Austin Schultz up 10. A lot of guys moving in the positive direction.
As we ride,
Tim Smith's up from 46th to 18th.
Oof. That's quite a few spots. Of course, we were riding there with Jared Haynes as well. He's up 19 on the day, just a little outside of that top 10. As, the 210 of Tim Smith tries to figure out a way around the 04 machine of Klaus Williams.
Guys doing a great job out there now, keeping off of each other and get some good green flag laps in here right now.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Yeah, look at America's drivers up front right now. What's going on with that?
He made a pass 3 wide on the inside.
Oh, man, that's awesome. He knows how to drive. This guy, we've been with him for a while. He's a hell of a driver, so good on him, but it's not over. There's a lot involved here. Still early on.
Thank you, Scott Milner, for being out there in the race chat here tonight on YouTube. Pulling for Albert Anderson, saying, go, Albert, go.
You got a fan club out there. Yeah.
Well, Scott, fellow driver as well. These guys have raced together.
And I wish we could get through all these names, Brown. There's just so many people out on the track. I can't even pronounce half their name.
Just the one that threw you, George?
No,
Jared?
Weston Vander Kolk. That's a good one. Mike Fahey. Doug Wasaki. I don't know. There's just some interesting names out there. Good to see everybody here. Klaus Williams. You know,
Sure.
he's not the Klaus guy that's trying to ruin the world either. That's Klaus Schwab. Look
Oh.
him up. That's a devil in what is that? The devil in sheep's clothing? Is that what they call it?
Wolf in sheep's clothing?
Well, same thing. Same scenario. A little different wording. But really, single filing out here. Good racing so far on this little run.
These guys got about, one more lap before they hit the halfway point here. Then it'll be all downhill from here as the second half of this charity race will start. And maybe some more aggression will start.
Well, I mean, everybody likes a little bit of aggression, don't we?
It's a
Can't
charity
be
race.
nice to.
Yeah, it's still
Well, I know. Charity race. There's prizes at the end of this thing, from what I hear.
Yep.
Kind of like, you know, when you go to the charity event and there's a silent auction or the raffle, just going through the door raffle and all the other stuff.
Oh, like door
Really?
prize things.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about going to charity events, and kind of the same thing here. The Lone Star Racing Suicide Prevention 100 in Vegas.
Those prizes and giveaways and plaques and stuff are made possible by the sponsors here that are taking care of this race. Let's hear it for Lone Star Racing League for putting this thing on and making it public out there and getting all these guys to join up and race. And it's just been awesome. They're going to raise some good money here tonight.
Yeah, that's not always easy to do. You're getting all these different people from different leagues together on a certain day, a certain time.
Yep.
Getting the money collected, that's a pain. You know, it's not easy. There's a lot that goes on with it, and they did a great job. And great showing tonight. Lots of trucks out there. Really cool paint schemes. Really down with the theme of suicide prevention.
Well,
Just
let's
like
face it.
89.
Let's
Huh?
face it, nowadays it's harder and harder to ask people to reach into their pocket and support something.
Yeah.
These guys are doing it in a really fun way. You get to go out there and race for bragging rights, maybe some prizes, but you know, it's a different way of giving to a charity. These charity races do a lot of good.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you. Everybody's dollar is tight. You know, we're all struggling. All the common man, the regulars, you know, the elites up in D.C., they're not worried about the money. We're the ones that are worried, but yet we're the ones that are given to causes like this and trying to push stuff like this through. It's the real common folk, the real people that makes America run, and that's what's happening here tonight. Pretty cool to have a charity race just like this. So somebody just doored somebody and put them in the wall, but kind of worked out for him. That would have been the number 3 of Kyle Lynott or Lynott. He kind of got put in the wall, but didn't lose too much.
Nah, and right in front of him, it went 3 wide there for a hot minute, as well as the 3 machine battles with the 56 Austin Schultz here side by side as they come back down across the line. You also got the 13 Brandon Domingue trying to pick up some good spots here, and you also got that 57 of Kevin Grettenberger, who was having a fantastic run up there at the front, still currently inside that top 10, trying to fight his way back on up to it. Again, we had that 210 up 28 spots on the day here, up to 18th. That's the 01 of Brandon Parks ends up coming on down into pit lane.
Ooh,
It looks
yeah,
like-
dude, this is turning out to be a pretty interesting race here, this green flag time.
Yeah, it is, and I think we're starting to see like some splits here, Brown. We'll probably see what do you think, a third, and a third come in to get their pits? That's what it's looking like. Maybe a fourth of the field. But you definitely want to come down with people. You don't want to come down on your own, right?
No, well, man, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Here, yeah, the draft is definitely helping these guys, but I wonder if finding some clean track space is kind of what you might actually want. So maybe coming on your own where there's not much traffic around you, that might be a good thing.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting call. See, I don't really know much about racing. I mean, I do a little bit, but you and English are really better drivers than me. I just did a little bit of time here in iRacing. I won a couple races and I retired, just so I could watch the races. It's been interesting to learn the different strategies, and we're seeing it right now. People are using that strategy thing, and we'll see if it pays off in the end. It's like Bush likes to say, strategery.
Of course, as more and more drivers continue to come on down into pit lane, hitting their pit box here just a little after the halfway point here in this 100 lap race, lap 58, and we're seeing these people come on in. A big crew coming on in now. It's a big shuffle down there on pit road. Still some people making their way in, making their way out. TJ Allen, he's already hit his pit box here. He's going to take control of this lead here once again.
The only thing I worry
around.
Oh, I'm sorry there, Brown. The only thing I worry about is the cold tires blending back on the track with the trucks that are also on either old tires or cold tires. So just pay attention here the next couple laps. Hopefully we don't have an incident, because I kind of like what I'm seeing here as the race has progressed.
It's more 3 wide up towards the front there. Well, no longer in the front. That was around Albert Anderson there.
Well, he'll be up at front at some point here again. I believe he's a hell of a driver. America's driver. America-themed truck. There's so many cool truck paint schemes. I don't know if we'll get to all of them. Oh, the 77 and the 210 maybe.
Yeah, making contact there. And that will bring out the yellow flag.
Yeah, I heard him yelling at it on the radio. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, there was some displeasure.
Yes, there wasn't happiness on the radio. So I kind of like that.
Well, so it went 3 wide as they split someone on either side, and then the 77 kept moving up the track as the 210 was moving down just a little bit there as well, and that's where the contact was made.
Yeah, there's too many trucks. I can't find it for myself, but I know you got an eye in the sky there, Brown.
Adolfo Diaz joining us out there in YouTube chat saying, guys, put on some good shows. A lot of fun. Had a blast last night. So these guys are definitely doing some great racing out there. Lone Star Racing League. Thank you, Adolfo, for joining us here tonight.
Yeah, and it's hard to put on a race with 50 trucks, to be honest with you. I think that's roughly what we had. So you're going to see some stuff happen that you normally wouldn't see in a Lone Star Racing race. This is a fundraiser. It's for fun. It's for charity. We're going to put the most cars on the track because they're going to put the most money in the wallet of the charity, which is suicide prevention. But I know the regular leagues that, they run clean. Everything is done well at Lone Star, just like a lot of the leagues in iRacing. What a community, iRacing is, believe it or not. I think it is a community. Don't you think, Brown?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. He's giving me the answer,
It was a good answer. I mean,
I thought it was. I mean, he really delved into
question.
it. I know. You never ask yes or no questions. I always learn that.
Correct.
Yes. But Brown's got a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure he's looking at replays, hitting buttons. We don't have to do all that.
Soup or something, you never know.
Is he? I think he's probably eating one of those
Burritos.
chicken pot pies or something.
No, I was done with that a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. It's on to the next meal.
Yeah.
Brown, believe it or not, is like a living giant. He's like 6'10", about 150 pounds, and he can swing a golf club like nobody's ever seen.
190 miles an hour or something.
Yeah, got that big wingspan.
Well, I appreciate you thinking I'm 6'10". If I was that, I would.
Well,
I would have stuck with basketball a little bit more.
You're a tall guy, though. You play, and the golf game is really awesome. Have you played any golf recently?
Nah, just been playing on the Wednesday nights.
Oh, it sounds like a fun league.
Yeah, we'll be excuse me, training this winter for the state amateur championship next year, though.
Ooh, that ought to be fun. Love to hear the details on that one. Well, I think because we have so many cars English, I think that's why kind of our cautions seem to be a little bit longer. So many trucks, should I say? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to get everything re-racked out there and clean up all the parts that were left behind.
A bunch of motor oil out there on the track.
Yeah, it might be. There might be some fluids
Could be.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are gonna get it re-racked and do it all over again here.
Yeah, which is definitely gonna make this run interesting. You know, with most of these drivers last pitting lap 56, 57, right around there. It'll be interesting to see how this race plays on out, especially when the final pit stops come around.
Ooh. The old money stop. That's what we're waiting on. Because there will be one more. There's got to be. There's just no way they have enough fuel or tire to finish this thing.
When you come down, you can't make a mistake on that one. I mean, it's your
No.
last chance to, keep some track position or possibly make some. You don't want to make a silly mistake and, end up in the back of the field again.
But the key is that if you're coming down early, you're going to short pit the thing. You're going to come down late. That's going to be interesting, to see at the end of the race. And I love Vegas. I think Brown loves like a little gambling, but man, I miss the old Vegas where you go to the old school places, like the Dunes, Remember that place? Y'all probably ain't old enough to have been to the Dunes.
That street, it's the
Strip.
Yeah, there's another street there. I can't remember.
Fremont. You're thinking of Fremont.
Fremont,
The Dunes was on the original Strip.
Oh,
It was just, I think in the mid 90s it was done with, but I actually got to go there and I thought that was really cool. Got a history of Vegas in the 90s there. Back to racing. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, that indeed. As pace car comes back on down and in, we're going to have the 51 TJ Allen and the 01 Brandon Parks fighting for it here up at the front. The 51 with a great restart here. The 96 off with a pretty good start there himself. He's going to start to shuffle and bustle. Looks like those two are definitely working together as teammates here. Somewhat similar paint schemes going on, just like you said, Mr. English. Just a little bit different.
yeah, it's a 3 wide.
Oh, it's a 99 gets into the 01. Yeah, there's a caution. Oh my goodness.
A lot of trucks with nowhere to go here. Oh, a lot of secondary
Whoa.
action.
They're having a hard time slowing down. Wow. Oh, there's some anger out there. What is happening? Rewatch that, Brown. Let me know what happened.
It looked like Anderson maybe diving it in a little bit deep here.
No.
Coming on down. Maybe his bumper was there. Coming into corner entry, gets a little bit of a run. Corners there, but making contact with the fake 01.
So a lot of times, like situations like that, he probably didn't hear the spotter say anything before he started to come down the track. There's a little bit of a delay there. He might not have known that Anderson's bumper was inside that quarter panel. I mean, both drivers have an accelerator and a brake, though. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
coming down and you run out of room, you can lift them if you feel so inclined. But lifters are losers.
lifters are losers. A lot of this is wish in one hand and do the other thing in the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
It's just crazy stuff that happens. There's so many people on a track. We'll, you know, a lot of times in these leagues, we'll have somebody just yell at somebody and tell them how terrible they are. And then they'll watch a replay and they'll be like, maybe that was my error there. Yeah, so the drivers have a lot of emotions out there when they're on the track. So they kind of need to sometimes re-watch it and see what's going down. It's for charity, though. Look at these trucks. William George is set in position 2. Purple truck, Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, which is September. Unless you're in California, and then it's something else, and we don't want to get into that.
What is it in California?
Well, that's for next year. They've created a new month, and it's for something else I don't want to speak of, but...
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month.
$27 folks still watching out there in the stream. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Good.
If you like the coverage you see out here tonight, we appreciate all the support. Give us a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, and say something, you know.
Yeah.
We like to know what's going on. Sometimes we make mistakes. Hey, you dummies, we saw it this way.
So if you think we suck, just say, hey, you guys suck.
Yeah, y'all are terrible. Nobody, we never really had that. I think most of our stuff has been
We had a
pretty
couple people
decent.
that didn't like it.
Well, that one guy that was messing with Brown in our actual race and crashed him, he kind of gave us a thumbs down. I know Brown remembers that fella. But other than that, I think we've had some pretty good reviews. Like if we were like Etsy or whatever, y'all would come straight to us to buy.
Etsy?
Lots of stars. Yeah, Etsy. You never been on Etsy?
Yeah, we got to make like a knitted scarf or something. And with
Well, I mean, we can.
Yeah, what they
A
do.
knitted scarf and watch a race.
Yeah.
$9.99. You know, that'd be pretty fun. Maybe we could make like a charcuterie board and watch a race for $30. You know,
A what board?
a charcuterie. How do you say it?
I think that's probably close enough.
That is close enough for me.
Is it
The judges
char
say
or char? You know, one of those boards where the charcuterie.
Charuchian. That's what.
Yeah, where they put all the meat and cheese and all the nice stuff on it. I love those boards. I just don't know how to say it.
Please tell the people at home, Mr. English, what a charcuterian is.
That sounds like it's a race of people on Star Trek. You know, they go to the planet Charuchia and the Charuchians.
Don't get me started on those lizard people, okay?
And they're lizard people.
That beautiful lady on that plane saw a lizard person. I know it in my heart. You can't tell me different. That was a beautiful lady on the plane that was just yelling at people, but she saved the plane. Nobody passed. Nobody perished. So
nobody
I'm happy
made
about
the flight either, I'm sure.
that. That's fine. I think Carrot Top was on the plane and wasn't real happy. He didn't get to Orlando, but that's fine. She saved your life, Carrot Top. Don't kid yourself. You're just kind of a shtick nowadays anyway. You just do your old Carrot Top
ripped.
thing.
You can't say nothing about it.
Yeah, I liked the old Carrot Top when he wasn't ripped.
He was just a skinny, hippie-looking kid. Yeah.
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 Oh man. Sometimes it happens. I warned y'all about this. If y'all are new to our
gone off
race
the rails.
race techniques. No, this isn't off the rails. This isn't actually bad at all.
As,
Here we go, Brown.
As here we go once again, lap 69 going on to lap 70. Here with about 30 laps left to go. Here the 51 of TJ Allen out to the early lead here. Big cloud cover coming over the racetrack here, hoping to cool some things on off. We also see some action with the 2 machine. Mike Moultrie trying to make his way on up through this field.
29 looking inside of the 57 there. May have been a little bit of contact there between them two trucks.
Ooh, look at America's driver. He's moving on up. Good call on that cloud cover, Brown. Track temperatures down to 85. Oh, man.
In the infield.
They're still racing.
That's Caleb Willett in the 60. He's running that X paint job.
Possibly part of one of the original X-Men.
Could be.
But we're still green. We're still racing.
And that we are kind of single filed out here up at the front a little bit. Still see some 2x2 going on.
Hopefully we get a good long green flag run in again. That sure was fun.
Yeah, no, and we're having some fun racing up front. Moultrie, George, and then Albert Anderson. Look at that, man. Really good racing. There's racing all over the track. It's so hard for us as viewers, as that's what we really are, is to catch everything. Sisler in the 93, Wiles, Schneider.
3 pairs of eyes all kind of split up here looking at different things. Oh, we got 3 trucks in the wall, the 6, the 28, and the 32. All went up and smacked the wall together there, but they're still rolling.
Well, that's a good sign.
Good damage on those trucks, though.
Yeah, I can hear the number 6 engine. It does not sound right. Something is amiss in Marcus Tuttle's machine, and he is super slow. That's the thing. You hit the wall hard enough, it's going to damage the inside of the car. It might not damage the sheet metal as much, but the engine and components that, you know, were inside that machine, it's going to hurt them.
Oh, the 2's around. Yellow's out.
Oh, and
So
he's still
two.
spinning, yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Mike Moultrie going for a wild ride.
The Whipple Superchargers machine. That F-150. Big time sideways and caught up. A couple other trucks got caught up in it.
Well, he was setting position, what, 2 or 3 right there. Ooh, man, that's got to hurt. Hopefully he has one of those fast repairs. You only have one.
Also jump
A
up.
lot of talk on the radio there, Brown. Go ahead.
Just some bumpers not lining up. Looks like, I mean, the 96 didn't have anywhere to go. He was pretty much as far up there as he could get. The 2 just kind of kept coming up just a little bit there.
Driver of the 2 machine just doing his best to try to save that thing, trying to keep it up on the track somehow, trying to get it straightened back out. But at that point, once you're spinning that hard and getting contacted by other trucks, might as well just lock it down.
Hey, I know I'm not sure everybody's from Texas, like a few of us in here. The Cowboys, 26-0 over the Giants right now. I figured it was appropriate for Lone Star Racing. I'm pretty sure some of these folks are Cowboys fans. Let us know. Maybe you don't like the Cowboys. Maybe you like the Houston Oilers. I love the Oilers. That was my team until they were stolen away in the middle of the night.
We do have a few of these guys from Texas.
I imagine we do.
Ken Couch, Race Control
All
from
right.
Texas. Kevin Grittenberger. Who else we got? Shelton Wilson.
Good deal.
You guys from Texas out here.
Yeah. I did a long time in Houston. I know you did a long time in South San Antonio in the rural area. Somewhere down in there. But they're still kind of doing that German, Mexican thing. It's so cool down there. I really love that part of the country. We can all get along, y'all. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, race, how much money you got. We're all human beings. Right? That's my thought on it. Just like that, we're all brothers and sisters and everything. We do. So if you see somebody hurting, I don't care if they're your coworker, your friend, reach out. Suicide Prevention Month that's what it's about.
And be straightforward. We're living in the times now where you have to be straightforward with somebody that's showing warning signs. You know, ask them, hey, are you thinking about doing something to yourself? You know, and if the answer is yes or even a maybe, you gotta sit there with them. Don't leave them alone. You know, help them out. Dial the number for them. Dial the 988 number for them and give them the phone. You know, let them talk to somebody. It could save their life.
But
You
it's,
could be
it's
that
not only
guardian
that.
angel to do that.
Yeah, you can, but you can also catch it before it even gets to that. You can see somebody's
Sure, yeah.
having issues at home, and just sit down and listen. Let's use our ears. Everybody wants to get on that cellular device everybody has now and text and pick up, be all into themselves. No, we need to listen to each other. Listen, use the ears that are in your head. That's more
We're all here
powerful than any mouth you could ever have. And I know that's coming from me who talks a lot, and I do talk a lot and make a lot of dumb jokes and whatever. But the ears are the most important part of you. Pay attention to your friends, your colleagues, even if they're not you're at church, you're at school. You hear something that just doesn't sound right. Engage in a conversation. Right? We can talk to each other still. We don't have to use the text message device and the cellular things. Let's talk to each other again. I'm a Democrat. He's a Republican. I can't know. That's not it. We're all human beings and we're all Americans, right? Doesn't matter.
Except for the people that aren't from America, but
Well, I
love-
mean,
we
okay,
love
let's
them
just,
too.
I'm using America as a generalization. But
I got it.
either way, I just, what I'm hating about America right now is the division. It's created by an organization that is against us, that belongs to us. So, yes, listen to each other. I don't care. We're all the same. We're all of us. We're all breathing human beings. The only thing that's different would be if you're talking about an elitist or something. But we
Or a
don't need to
lizard
talk to this.
person, yeah. They
Yeah,
have
well,
a
that
style
goes
here.
in hand with the elitists up in D.C. or New York or like Bill Gates. I don't want, if he has problems, leave him be. Let him do his thing. Don't worry about him. We worry about each other down here in the regular land. That's just my spiel for the night.
The lights on the pace car are off. We're lined up side by side, 2 by 2, all the way to the back of the field now. Getting ready to restart this thing. We'll have, 21 to go?
22, yeah.
Sweet.
And 22 laps to go. The 099 and the 96 getting things started off here side by side. As away we go into that restart zone, and we are back to green flag racing already, looking like we're going 3 wide here. So the 13 almost shoving the X machine up outside. The 56 kind of stuck in the middle here. Really nowhere to go with the traffic up and down around them.
4 wide right here almost. Oh. They're still 3 wide going into the corner here.
Might as well. Let's do it.
Getting a little beating and banging going on in there, as well as, the X and the 88 find their way down onto the apron. How the 88 managed to make it back up in time for the corner, I don't know how he did that.
Yep, and the yellow came out while that was happening.
Oh, it looks like Mike Fahey and James Cowart having a pretty intense situation.
Yeah.
Oh, 24 just absolutely getting rocked there.
Yeah, we got about 20 laps to go. I don't think the aggression should be up there just yet. I think we're getting close, though.
Some of these guys are going to have to start watching for that incident limit. They may be getting close. A lot of contact we're seeing out there from some of these trucks. So you got to be cognizant of that. Be aware of your incident count. Still 25 trucks on the lead lap here tonight at this 100 lap race, I should say. That's 150 miles here.
This track to me is kind of like California. It almost seems like a 2-miler. It's just a little different. Just a little bit different
It
than
seems like it runs faster than a
cookie cutter type of track.
Yeah. But you still have to struggle with the banking and stuff here. It's still a skill-driven track, that's for sure.
And it's strange to watch us run it in the daytime because this is normally, even in NASCAR, this is run at night, from what I remember. So it's interesting to see it in the daytime.
Do a daytime one a year here. I think it's in the early spring or something.
Do they?
That's still cool. I can't remember now. Yeah, regardless, we got Hazy Mills out there joining us, and if there's
Good.
anybody out there having trouble, please let someone know because you might help me or somebody else out. And that's what Turner. I think that's what you're trying to hit the hammer home, was that we're all looking out for each other here.
Yes.
Hazy said, "Let's try Fox deal going to win."
Yeah, no, I agree with Hazy. Yeah, you got to find somebody to talk to, or we need to talk to each other. But here's the key, and I'm going to reiterate this because I've been around a long time. I've been on this earth a little bit longer than probably most people here listening or watching. Listen to the context clues in your head. Pay attention to what people are saying. Get off your damn phone, your cellular device, and engage in a conversation with somebody. If you hear something that doesn't sound right, it's not right. Go with your gut instinct and engage in a conversation and try to assist that person. I don't care if you're friends with them or not. Go ahead there.
Always heard this too about, when you're listening, actually pay attention to what they're saying, and listen instead of waiting for your turn to speak, which a lot of people will do that, but not intentionally, but
right. It's a natural inclination to, but that's the key. You have to be a good listener, and that's not only with suicide prevention. That's with life in general. Your kids, your wife, your husband, your parents. Listen. The guy at the coffee shop. Listen to him. He could be having a problem. The guy pouring, or the guy or gal or whatever, pouring your coffee at the coffee shop.
a barista.
That's what they call them, but I think they're just. I mean, it's a real fancy term. I like it, and they make fabulous coffee. But listen, if they say something, it's like the old bartender stories. The bartender used to be
a counselor for the neighborhood.
Yes, a counselor. They didn't get paid enough. They got good tips, and this was back when I was young, and I don't know if they do it anymore. But the bartender could basically talk somebody off the ledge, and by listening to them and talking to them, right? So I think that's awesome. If we can get back to that kind of like, instead of the hatred, who did you vote for? I hate you. You voted for this guy. That's some BS, man. That's a complete division tactic by a communist party. We're all human beings here. It doesn't matter who voted for what.
We do have a number. Race Control just came over the radio and said, "Congratulations, guys. We raised $1,200 tonight for the Suicide Awareness Foundation."
It's totally awesome.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and that $1,200. It seems small, maybe in a minuscule of gigantic things, but I guarantee you, that money right there is going to save somebody's life. That amount somehow is going to save somebody's life, and that is super awesome. I'm very excited about that.
Here, Hazy Mills, I'm 43 and I've got 2 grandkids.
Yeah, well, I'm almost 50, but let's just listen to each other, right, Hazy? Come on, let's just pay attention. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. It doesn't matter. We're all the same person. We're all the same people. Let's quit the division and get to listen to folks and listen to the other side of the conversation, whatever it is. Here we go, back to racing.
Back to racing indeed, as the 04 and the 57 get things started off side by side here. Saw a bunch of final round pit stops, and we got ourselves a yellow.
51 of TJ Elaine and the 13 machine got into it right as they were crossing the start finish.
They weren't happy on the radio. Somebody wasn't anyway. Oh well. Somebody is talking about a jump and a restart. But did we have some cheating going on right there?
Sure,
It just looked like the 13 machine was ready to go. Moved on up to the outside lane before crossing that line, and
but the outside lane, can't you pass on the outside lane coming up to the restart?
maybe I don't know. I don't know what their rules are.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking of
They don't
actual
allow you
rules.
to jump the race. He said that they did watch the replay, and
Oh,
it did look like that 13 may have jumped it just a little bit.
I think he's leaving the race. Unfortunately, he is having a decent race. Brandon, I have a hard time saying that. Domingue, yeah, he's done for the night. And the 13. Well, there's a lot of talk out on the radio there, English. I don't really know what to make heads or tails of it. I've been more concerned about just the suicide prevention thing that we're kind of focused on tonight. And Hazy's making some good points out there. Yeah, thank you for commenting there, Hazy. We don't have many comments here tonight. Normally we have so many different comments and we have a lot of fun with it. And we like to have a lot of fun, but this is a little bit of serious stuff we're going into tonight.
Guys are definitely having fun out there on the track when there's green flag racing going on.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
a lot of cautions out there tonight, but these guys looking forward to the next green flag. Hopefully, may last to lap 100. Hopefully here, if need be. I think this guy's got 2 green-white checkers. I think I overheard race control talking about that earlier. I think we do have a couple available. So we will see if those are needed or not.
Well, I mean, there's no real telling here. I mean, we've predicted things before that hadn't come true, or it's been the opposite day, kind of like on the Bizarro World on Seinfeld. You just never know kind of how the things are going to end. I'm definitely looking forward to how this thing ends.
It won't take long here. Get this field racked back up here.
Well, hopefully the 3 who are in the podium are reminded to go to the waiting room in Discord, and we'll pull you up. We get to talk to you.
They just made an announcement instructing these guys as to such.
Okay, well, good. They're on the same page as us.
I like it. We'll interview the top 3 drivers after the racing has completed. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was just asking Brown if he had air conditioning. Yeah, he worried me the other day. Sounded like he was overheating.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay, good. Is it still warm up there where you're?
It is. We've been having some good storms roll through here lately, though. Cooling some things down.
A little rumble of thunder at night.
Yeah,
so as long as it doesn't sound like it's hitting the damn house and
no
winds ripping tree limbs out and all. I'm tired of that this year. We've had enough of that mess.
Well, your house almost got destroyed. Your shop did. Your garage.
Big
Well,
tree landed on
the roof come off of it.
They've got almost all of that fixed now.
Well, my roof got destroyed by hail, and my camper.
You.
They got the camper. I mean, it looks like a golf ball now. This beautiful camper got turned into. Yeah, it's terrible. And then I can't get any recourse. They give me a certain amount of money, whatever. But that's besides the point. I
might make it more aerodynamic,
Yeah, it could. I mean, those little dimples going down the road. I don't know. But I know this. It's been so hot, but it's starting to cool off so fast. I'm not going to be able to get in the pool. The water's starting to cool off. This is probably the last week. I'm kind of
well, no, just throw some sheets of plastic on top.
Oh, kind of like
plastic.
Yeah, like one of those greenhouses. Just kind of make it warmer inside. Yeah, I could try that.
build you a fire on under a radiator and then pump the water through it and back into the pool. Make a pool. heater.
Well, look, I'm hillbilly, but I got to do some YouTubing for that, you know.
Oh yeah, you can figure that out.
Yeah, maybe we'll get after the race. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna find the right guy to follow and figure out how to maneuver that setup. That sounds pretty
That's
interesting.
dangerous. Sign me up. Go, fellas.
Well, speaking of signing up here, closing in on the final few laps here of this race tonight. Gonna have 11 laps to go as the 04 and the 57 get things all locked and loaded side by side. Race in action here once again from Las Vegas to get this field all started back up and running up to speed here. You got the 2 machine of Mike Moultrie making some good runs. You got the 89 Jared Haynes making some good runs. Where everyone's going to all shuffle on out, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, as we got some big time side-by-side action going on. See in front of the 88 machine there, the 17 having a pretty good run. Daniel Wiles having a...
22's around. Matthew Kopp.
Oh, looks like Caleb Willett also heading on down into the infield grass.
And there's a lot of people kind of arguing on who did what and whose fault it was. So that's always fun. I thought we weren't going to see any fighting in a charity race. I guess that's when we see the fighting. I love it.
X Machine's trying to run somebody down here, maybe.
It looks like it. It looks like he moved on up just a little too much there. Snagged the 93 a little bit.
Ooh, man, that's some interesting stuff. Hey, we've never done a race with Lone Star Racing. I like what they're doing. I like the charity stuff. I like the topical things, and I like the fact we can talk about the issues. You know, so that they're raising money for. That's been the best part of this race. I'll be honest with you. I think the race itself has been, you know, lots of trucks in a limited amount of space. And so some anger is going to be happening. But other than that, I've enjoyed the banter back and forth and the fact that they're here for raising, what, $1,200 for charity?
Yeah, that's what
awesome.
he said.
Awesome.
So we had a question out there. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find the right charity here. Hazy says, on the good note, Cleveland Browns did win today. He said, how would I send money to you guys? Send it to this charity if you would. National Suicide. It says Tragedy Assistance Program. This is not the same one.
Yeah, let's make sure if you're going to send money to anybody, it go through the...
Here it is. American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That's the one they donate to. It's afsp.org. That's Alpha Foxtrot Sierra Papa.org. afsp.org.
Yeah, I just want to make sure the money goes to the right place. It doesn't need to go to us. I don't want any money. I mean, I do want money, let's be honest with you. But I don't, this is more important than getting it to the right place, or contacting our sponsor here tonight, whoever's running this league, Lone Star Racing, they'll get you to where it needs to go.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
We're not handling the money. We're the talkers. We're the dummies that are just trying to make this entertaining. They're the ones making it entertaining, but we're trying to just talk our way through it and build some interest in this topic. I really like all the names I hear I've never seen, the drivers, the paint schemes I've never seen, like Scott Beardmore. His paint says Fear the Beard. You know, but we don't have that much time to go through them all because there's so many trucks on the track. This is nuts. And a lot of action out there.
Yeah, I'm looking for double check, triple check that charity name for you guys. This Discord is so huge.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, uh, good job of Lone Star Racing League. I can't say it enough. For these guys to set something up like this to help out other folks and raised a bunch of money. So, congrats to them, and thanks once again to the sponsors for helping out.
Yeah.
Donating
What's this?
door prizes and plaques and all kinds of stuff.
What's this Garza law firm? I'm in to get a hold of them. I got some stuff going down there with the U.S. government. They need to.
I guess some.
What are they?
Stuff, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I just kind of worry about some of the things I say, and then for some reason, I'm kind of outspoken against the government sometimes, and then all of a sudden, I keep getting
What?
well, yeah, I get notices
Hard
like,
to
"Hey,
believe.
your taxes, you hadn't paid them. Oh, wait, your taxes were wrong. Wait, no, you need to pay more of these taxes." And I'm like, what in the world is going on? But I'm just a man. I don't have any money. I just kind of go about
Attorney,
my
are you?
business. No, but maybe you should contact this Garza law firm. I know they're part of the deal here tonight. And maybe I need to call them. I don't know what they do, but check out the sponsors and see what they do, and maybe they can help you out in some kind of way. Brown, we got about 10 to go, and Yahtzee.
And about 10 to go. What are you talking about? We got 6 to go as we get ready to go back to the green flag here with the 04 and the 2 getting things started off side by side here once again in the home stretch here at this race tonight.
These guys make it around the track one more time. They're going to try to keep this thing clean. They come around for 5 to go. A lot of 3-wide action in the middle of the pack here. Oh man, so far so good though as these guys come around and make it across the start finish line again. Oh, and just as I said, that caution is out once again.
Oh, Chad Martin with a quick trip down to the infield grass. Oh, and slapping the inside pit wall there. Ooh.
Dustin Rogerson also into the outside wall there. A little bit of jawing on the radio from a couple of guys, but that never really does a lot of good. And that did happen when the guys were 3 wide there, so
Yeah, it did. Another little round of the netcode going on.
charity racing formations.
But either way, well, looks like we're going to be going into some bonus time here, Mr. English.
Yeah, this may be a unofficial green white checker because we don't have a number up in the corner yet. It's usually the dead giveaway. Yeah, it looks like that is the that was the correct deal. It is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So just give that a Google and it'll take you to the right spot. Thank you, Hazy, for all the words out there today. Hazy reminding Adam, hey, if you got a pool, you should know this too. Memorial Day to Labor Day, that's pretty much your swimming season out there. So, I mean, we just passed Labor Day here, so Charity race. It's a charity race. People fight for their positions out there. These guys making a great job. Great job out there for all the guys running the paints out here tonight. All that room on those trucks for putting some messages out there about suicide awareness and mental health awareness. Making that that new number, that 988 number, getting it out there so people know that that exists now. And Alan Brown just saw up in the corner screen, this will be the first of 2 available green-white checkers. And refresh folks on what the rules of green-white checker are. These guys will... Yeah, the rules.
Well, the rules are cool, but this suicide prevention is more important than the rules.
Well, yeah.
I really enjoy what we're talking about with that. And I've been affected personally at least 12 times that I know that I can directly affected that. It's a terrible thing. And I wish sometimes I could have, caught it beforehand. I was involved in these people's lives. It's just awful. So please pay attention to this race. This is serious stuff, and I take it very seriously. As goofy as I talk about crazy stuff and aliens and lizard people, this is really important to me.
In the green-white checker here, they'll take the green flag, and if they don't have an incident before the lead driver takes the white flag, that'll be it. The next flag will end the race. But if they do have an accident there, Adam, we'll do it all over again one more time.
At least we only have 2. Some of these leagues we have 3, and it gets a little crazy. But I think they're going double wide again, so we should be getting close to it. The pace car lights off. The field is so big, it's hard for me to get around the field and see. Looks like it.
Well, helps if my mic's unmuted. Definitely looks like we're getting ready to head on back here for our first attempt at a green-white trekker.
Yeah. This is going to be awesome. Let's get this thing going. I want to see some pain. I want to see some anger, but I also want to see that turned into a bunch of love for tonight's cause, suicide prevention. If you wreck somebody, maybe you need to give somebody an extra $5 in suicide prevention. What do you think? Is that good?
Sure.
Might as well. If I say a curse word, I'll give an extra $5.
Yeah, I
haven't yet.
You haven't
Go
yet,
ahead,
as the pace car with the lights on off. Get ready to head back on down to pit lane here with the 04 and the 2, getting things started off there at our first attempt at a green-white checker finish here tonight. Let's see, 04 and the 2 up to speed and out behind them already. Going 3 wide here as they make their run down into turns 1 and 2. Still everybody shuffling and fighting. You can see the 57 locked into some 3 wide battle there with the 3 splitting up the middle, and the one of Drew Blaze trying to make up some ground here as well. Still side by side they go. Meanwhile, the 04 of Klaus Williams III is out in front, making his way down and around turns 3 and 4. They're going to make it.
82's wrecking.
Oh, and the yellow flag just comes on out before the leader crosses the line, so we will re-rack it and stack it one more time.
That was right before. Wow, that was right before the white flag. What were you going to say, Brown, or English?
Yeah, it was right before it. Let's watch that restart. The X machine just hammered down, went to the outside, and passed a bunch of people, and just diving it on down. Zigging and zagging. I'm not sure what the rules are here, but
Not either. But I know there's a lot of complaints about.
outside before the.
Well, not only that, I think there's complaints about jumping the start on not only on the outside, but just jumping the restart. We haven't totally got it clarified. I guess we'll watch that on the next final restart, which is upcoming.
If these guys get a, if these guys have a wreck before they take the white flag this time, then they freeze the field. You know, whenever the yellow comes out, the field is frozen. Wherever you're at, that's where you're going to finish. Doesn't matter what happens after that. Unless, of course, you decide to make contact with some other trucks and you get DQ'd for incident limits, that will still be enforced. So you gotta be careful of that. Even though the field's frozen and the race might be over, try not to hit anybody or hit the wall or anything, because it could put you over the limit.
You definitely don't want to be over the limit. I guess the limit is 20 incident points. You'll be disqualified. 24, yeah.
Oh, 24. Okay. 18, you get a black flag. Is that what it is?
18 is a black flag, and then 24 is a disqualification. Gotcha. I don't know if anybody's run into that tonight. It's hard to tell. iRacing doesn't tell us.
No, they tell us who has black flags, but they don't tell us what it's for. So that's we still got the majority of the field out here running, so that's a great thing to have such great participation in a charity race like this, and then have most of the guys out there still running at the end is a great thing. We still got 20 trucks on the lead lap here, which is pretty outstanding.
Oh, 51. TJ Allen is, how do you say that? He's really
Just
giving the business out there.
Just Alan.
I think
it's Alan.
It Alan?
I think it's Alan.
You just want it to be Alan because both of y'all are Allens. Just he'll be. We can just replace me with the next Alan with the next thing. But he's really aggressive on what should be done and how it should be done as far as the restart. So watch him maybe a little bit. Here he's sitting in 11th.
And watch the X. The X is doing something similar there. So.
All right, I'm watching it all.
Such a big field, it's hard to watch everything, man.
I'm telling you,
stuff going. So much action tonight.
Yeah, it's been tough, but Brown is our master of the controls. He's doing a great job keeping everything in line. Yeah, always does. If y'all don't, yeah, he's got a headache, and yeah, he works night shift. This guy does all kinds of stuff. So, but if you have never seen our races and our broadcasts or whatever, that's cool. But please join us. We have a lot of fun. This one was a little bit more somber because of the issue we're dealing with here tonight. But we like to have fun. We like to engage. I go off the rails and talk about, stuff nobody really wants to hear. But we all kind of manage to make it happen. We all have our little thing. Brown's really good at doing his thing. You're doing good at doing your thing. I'm good at just causing pain in the butt to everybody. So
team effort.
Come join us. Yeah, come join us on something other than this. But I'm super excited that we got to be here tonight. Really passionate about this cause. Honestly.
Ohio Dabio out there thanking Hazy for being #1 fan out there tonight. And Fox Steel got wrecked a few times tonight. Craig Kennedy saying go get it, number 32.
Cool.
So we've definitely got some guys out there cheering, and that last Kennedy out there pulling for Dustin Rogers.
And indeed, and here we go. The pace car turning off down onto pit lane. for the final time here tonight. No matter what happens next, it all comes on down to this, with the 04 and the 2 coming down across the line, back to the green flag for the final green-white checker attempt here this evening. Klaus Williams out in front, getting a good run there. Same with the 2 of Mike Moultrie, trying to line him on up, set him up for an attack run here as the 34 and the 3 go side by side, as well as behind them we're seeing some 3 wide action, some slicing and dicing as the 2 leaders come back down through turns 3 and 4, almost going to be side by side, making their way down the home stretch here. Are they going to make it to the line this time? Yes, they do indeed. Side by side on the final lap here of this race goes the 04 and the 2 machine. Right behind them is the 89 and the 34. Everybody locked in side by side by side. The field goes down through the exit of turn number 2, down the Nellis straightaway here for the final time, as the 2 and the 4 are beating and banging each other's doors off. One's going up for a slippery ride up the slope through turn number 2, but it's a drag race coming down across the line. Who's it gonna be? Gonna be the 2 Mr. Mike Moultrie, with a close photo finish there at the end.
8 thousandths of a second separated Mike and Klaus Williams in the 04. And then Jared Haynes right behind, about 8 hundredths of a second behind them. So it's the 2, the 04, and the 89 finishing this thing 1, 2, 3.
Well, and where I come from, we call that getting a little western. Look at Jared Haynes up 30, Doug Wasaki, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, up 38 in 4th, up 21st, Caleb Willett, and Drew Blaze up 33 and 6th. That's on one channel there. There's so many different things happening. But nonetheless, there's a lot of drivers up, a lot of spots, and that was a lot of fun.
As you can see here, the finish coming across the line, the 2 by the nose.
Well, they're still talking about it, but pretty good race here at Vegas on a Sunday night.
Didn't know what order you wanted to do this in, Brown. If you wanted to wait for the waiting room to fill up, or if you wanted to go ahead and hit the finishing order, or it's up to you, sir.
Yeah, I don't exactly know. I think we can go ahead and hit that finishing order real quick here and see who decides to pop on in. But tell everybody where their favorite driver ends up finishing here tonight. My ticker doesn't want to disappear apparently. There it goes.
You want me and Adam to knock this out for you?
I got it. So you got the 2 of Mr. Mike Moultrie picking up the race win. The 04 machine having a fantastic run here as well, finishing in 2nd, with Jared Hines rounding out that podium here in 3rd. You got the 34 of Doug Wasaki finishing in 4th, up 38 positions on the day. Talk about a hard charger here this evening. And he's going to have the 68 Caleb Willett finishing right behind him there in 5th. Drew Blaze in the number 1 machine, up 33 positions as well, finishing here tonight in 6th. 93 of Mike Sisler having a pretty good run, finishing in 7th. Let's see here. Looks like you got Daniel Willis having a pretty good run as well. In 8th, Albert Anderson, America's driver, finishing in 9th, with TJ Allen in the 51 machine, rounding out your field's top 10.
Yeah, Austin Schultz in the 56 truck finished in 11th, up 10 spots. Down 10 spots, the Kevin Grittenberger in the 57 truck. The 96 truck of William George finishes in 13th place. 14th will be Justin Lumpkin in the 18 truck. The 11 truck of Cole Owens will finish in 15th place. 16th, Kyle Lynott in the 3. The 911 machine. Don't forget to remember what tomorrow is all about there, as we remember what happened. Oh man, 22 years ago now. So that's kind of crazy. But Bill Mulfeld in the in that 911 truck will finish in 17th after starting in 43rd. 18th place, Tim Smith in the 210. The 32 of Dustin Rogerson finishes in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20, Matthew Kopp in the 22.
Yeah, that'll do it for the people on the lead lap. 15 of Zakeel Bellinger, 21st. 05 PJ Cox, 22nd. 45 Brandon Mefford, 23rd. 28 of Scott Beardmore, cool truck, 24th. 38 Dave Payton, 25th. 86 Dan DeSanto, 26th. 27th. 24 James Cowart, 97 Weston Vandercock, Coke. I don't know how you say his name. Whatever. 28th. Marcus Tuttle in the 6th. 29th. 30th. Clayton Tuttle in the 82. 88. Jared Hayes. 31st. 7 of Shelton Wilson. 32nd. 33. That would be Chad Martin in the 95. The 83 of Dylan Kinsey. 34th. 35th would be Ken Couch in the 08. 77, Ohio Dabio on the 36th, 37th. That's race control. We're not really worried about him. 13th, Brandon Domingue will be 38th, 39th. Mike Fahey in the 19, 29 of Heath Snyder will end up 40th. English, can you take it from there?
Yes, sir, I can. Brandon Parks in the 01 finishes in 41st. 42nd, Kevin Blue in the 54 machine. The 155 of Kenneth Blackburn finishes in 43rd. 44th place, Michael Eden in the 8. The 4 machine of Reed Sanders. Early exit there for Reed. He'll finish 45th. And Adam Fleeger, same kind of situation. Make it too far out there tonight in that 76 truck. But that rounds out your field. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. Stay here for driver interviews coming up here shortly.
Yeah, that indeed, and by shortly we mean right about now.
Oh, right now. Cool.
Right about now. Give me 1 second here as we go ahead and get to talking to tonight's third place finisher first. I know, kind of weird entendre there, but we get to talk to Mr. Jared Haynes in the 89 machine here tonight, up 30 spots on the day to pick up the podium finish here tonight in a fantastic race. And man, Jared, you definitely had to fight through a whole bunch of traffic out there tonight. Jared's guys in the booth. Got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah.
There he is.
There he is, Mr. Jared Haynes, up 30 spots on the day for that 89 machine. Man, you really had to fight through some traffic there tonight.
Yes, sir. I had to fight through some wrecks, too. I probably should have been wrecked out twice, honestly.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of it was a crowd out there tonight. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, everybody got together to support this charity and ended up with so many trucks. I think we started the field with 46 out there, and as we mentioned during the broadcast, usually here you're racing the racetrack because the field's not this huge, but yeah, you had to kind of look out for some aggressive driving out there and stuff tonight, and you're still able to pull off a podium finish here tonight. Talk a little bit about the race tonight and what it means to you.
I'll start off with, I'm a veteran myself. If you saw the paint scheme on my truck, it's Project 22. I have lost multiple brothers that I served with and friends that I didn't serve with to suicide. So this is something that touches near and dear to me, for sure. But great race. It was fun. Even with all the wrecks, I still had a good time. And the league is a great league as well. These boys know how to put together a great race.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for your service. And what a great thing we're celebrating today. We're really kind of showing light to suicide prevention. People need to pay attention to this issue, especially in the military and law enforcement, first responders in general. So, good job tonight. Who would you like to give some thank yous?
Absolutely.
Shout
I'll give a shout out to my family, always supporting me. Absolutely. And then I'll shout out my boy Scotty. He couldn't be here tonight. He had stuff going on, but he's usually one guy that I race with all the time. So, yeah, appreciate y'all broadcasting it. Y'all do a good job. And yeah, happy I could be on the podium tonight.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish here this evening. Definitely good luck in your upcoming race seasons here, buddy, and have yourself a fantastic night.
Appreciate it. Y'all do the same.
Now with that, we'll move on up a step of this podium, talk to tonight's 2nd place finisher, Mr. Klaus Williams, having a fantastic run in that 04 machine here this evening, up 16 spots on the day to come home in 2nd. Man, that looked like a pretty good run for the 04, fighting your way through a little bit of that traffic, finding your way up there at the front, and having a pretty good drag race there at the end to figure out who's going to win this one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I hung around most of the race, 15th. I had an opportunity to stay out because I pitted on the last stop and got tires and fuel, and I had enough to make it to the end, so I was able to get up that front and stay up there.
Well, we thought that we might have a little bit of strategy involved in the finish here tonight. You know, but I think the biggest factor out there was just dodging all the stuff that was going on. Is that kind of what you saw out there? You had a good strategy to fall back on, but was it kind of just a fight for survival out there with the big field?
Yeah, I had to avoid a few wrecks. I got into one. I was avoiding it, and I got hit in the back and spun, but I didn't get no damage from it. So I came back out 25th out of that, but I was able to work my way back up. And pit strategy got me back up front. I got up to the front and was able to hold off the 2 for quite a while because the cautions kept falling just right. But I knew if we went green the rest of the way, I had a feeling he'd clip me in the end.
Well, awesome job out there in this charity race. Good job. Who would you like to give some thank yous to?
I'd like to thank this league for hosting this event, and it was a lot of fun, and glad they invited me. I had a lot of fun, and hope to do it again next year.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations there to the 04 machine, picking up the 2nd place finish here tonight, man. Go ahead and celebrate that one. Good luck with your upcoming racing seasons, and be sure to have a fantastic night here tonight.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
And with that, I believe that's going to shut things on down here this evening. Adolfo Diaz, as regards to where the drawing is, I don't know anything about that side of things. So I could not tell you here.
I think they're announcing that on Discord, if I'm not mistaken. I wanted to also clarify that the number 2, Michael Moultrie, did have another league race to get to. Tonight's race winner. That's the reason he is not being interviewed here tonight. He had to get to another race.
Well, in that case, good luck there, Mike. Hope you can go 2 for 2 on the evening. That would be
He's pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty good. But in regards to us, I think that will officially close us down here tonight. We do want to thank one more time the fantastic sponsors like Brandon Minnick Trailers, Fleeger Farm Paint Shop. You got Garza Law Firm on there. Big thank you to Esports Gaming Network, as well as LSR Gaming over there on Twitch. And of course, Old Guy Racing League. Thank you guys so very much for jumping in and supporting a fantastic charity race here tonight. And it's LSR Gaming X on Twitch for the prizes. Big thank you there to Shelton Wilson to get that one in there for us so we can let everybody know. But in that note, that does in fact do it here for us this evening. Don't worry though, we will be back live with the NTRL Cup Series Championship coming up tomorrow night, 9/11 tribute night as well. So it should be a fantastic night of racing here tomorrow night. So definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well and get alerted every single time that we go live. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
We go.
See ya.